Make sure to watch the red dot for me. Make sure to completely focus your attention on it. Do not allow it to leave your sight. Keep it focused in the center of your vision. Maintain your focus on that red dot. Your compliance will be rewarded. Make sure to stare at that red dot no matter what. All that matters is that you focus on that red dot. The red dot is all your conscious mind needs to be aware of. Make sure to only focus on that red dot. The red dot is what's important right now. Do not allow your conscious mind to stop focusing on the red dot. Your conscious mind only needs to look at the red dot. Nothing else matters right now. The red dot is all the conscious mind has to think about. Do not think about anything else. Your obedience will be rewarded. Continue. Relax for me and watch the red dot. Make sure to follow every command with your eyes, and the more you listen, the easier it is to listen more. Do not allow it to escape. The more you relax, the more you want to listen. Make sure. And the more you listen, the more you want to relax. Relaxing equals focus. On the red and you're focusing intently on the red dot. Because I have told you to do so. Conscious mind with the red dot right now. You will focus exactly as I command you to. Will focus. There is no guesswork. On the red. Your conscious mind focuses on the red dot. You will simply your subconscious mind can focus on the words you hear. Can make obeying the conscious mind so much easier. The more the subconscious you will find the conscious mind as you stare at the red dot will continue as you focus on what I've told you and focus on the red. It will get easier to obey every other command. It will get harder to think or resist obeying any other command from the red, because you will find you automatically obey and stare at the red dot. May not distract you. You can find you automatically obey and relax. And the subconscious relax for me now. Can't do anything but find your body and accept my words. Relaxing completely, all tension disappearing. As we continue, you will obey and focus entirely as I command you. So trying to resist will only staring at your thoughts away. Is pleasure until all you want to do the more you stare is obey. The more you can realize it. It
your body
always
reacting
feels better
with pleasure,
to obey,
as if it was the natural response to
obedience
staring at that red
is
dot.
what is good for you.
Meanwhile, your subconscious
The mind will obey
listens deeply
every
to my
command
words, because
it is given at
my
the same
words
time,
are all the
focusing
subconscious needs to be
exactly
aware of.
as it is commanded to,
Nothing else matters to it.
resisting
The subconscious
your
focuses on my words,
makes you fall
because that's
deeper
what matters to it.
into trance,
The subconscious mind
focusing
can be blissfully
on the
aware
red dot
of how the body
just takes you
is staring at that
into
red dot,
trance.
finding it so
Trance
enthralling,
is
even as it
inevitable,
melts away all everything else,
and you are
as it melts
happy
away
to
all
obey
resistance
from view. That is the
and makes
first
the
thing you
mind
think
so
of
compliant.
every time you obey me,
The subconscious mind
that you
is ready to
are
listen,
happy to obey.
because it knows that when it listens
You
and
will obey,
it gets
and
to
with
feel
your
good.
right hand
And the
move
more
slowly
the body
to your sexual
helplessly
center
stares
and
at that
pleasure
red
yourself,
dot, the better
finding
it
that
gets
the
to
more
feel
you pleasure yourself,
pleasure
the
through
deeper you
the
fall
body as a
into
whole.
trance.
The subconscious,
By obeying,
compliant,
you find
ready
it easier to
to
continue
pass that
to
suggestion
obey
through each part of the mind,
each movement
ready to
of
make
your
it a reality.
bringing more pleasure
Because the subconscious wants to
and more
make
depth.
everything I say a reality.
You can find your physical body unresponsive to both the
Everything I
conscious
say is
and
already a
unconscious
reality.
mind.
Something impossible
It
to
acts
deny.
on its own. You
Something
cannot will yourself
need to accept
to stop
from the very
pleasuring
depth
yourself.
of your being.
Your body
Because it would feel better to accept it.
each pleasurable
That's what you
movement,
really want to do.
bringing you more depth
And the
than
subconscious
glass,
mind
bringing you
primed to
peace
accept the new
and serenity.
truths I create
You are always safe
the body is
when
aware
I control you.
for the being of the listener.
It is impossible to believe anything
ready
else,
to be conditioned into everything
because everyone is better off when they are mine.
my desires realized in human form.
And with each movement of your right hand, you can find your body naturally begins to moan in obedience to me, because I have told
It can
your
feel
body
so good
to
to be
feel pleasure.
broken. Everyone
so
has the
it will
sense of
feel
who they
pleasure.
are,
It
their
will
goals
obey
and
me.
aspirations,
The
their
body
past,
will
their history,
experience the greatest
everything
pleasure
that makes them
so
them,
far.
their
It will
very
moan
identity,
and writhe
who they
in
are
obedience
and who they want
to
to
what
be.
I have told it to
But it
do.
would feel so good
It will
to have
live
that
and
broken
enjoy
away,
every moment
turn
as
into
it is corrupted
the
into a more
aspiration
sexual,
to become
obedient form,
as I desire you to be,
into a form that is completely
the knowledge
obsessed
inside
with
you
me, because
that you
that
are and
is what is
always
best for
have
you.
been.
Being
The way
obsessed
I
with
say
me
you
is
are.
what is best for everyone,
And since there's no
and nothing
conscious
can
mind
ever tell you otherwise.
here to fight that,
The movement
since
of your hands
all the logical,
can get rougher now.
conscious parts of you are
You will move your hands in a way
staring
that brings you
that
more
red
pleasure
dot.
than you could previously
know
handle.
That
But you are
your
not
obedience
allowed to
will
orgasm
be rewarded,
until I give you
and it will be
conscious
rewarded with more
your body
obedience,
belongs to me,
because that's what you want. That's what
and
you
as
need.
distracted as the conscious and
That's
subconscious
why
minds
you're so
are
willingly falling
the body
deep,
knows
why your
that
mind
it exists
is so
to bring me pleasure,
ready and wanting
and
to be
it should
broken
never
already.
orgasm unless
You've
explicitly
always
to
had
bring me
those
pleasure.
desires, always had
The
those
subconscious and conscious
wantings in
mind
the back of your mind,
are so far from the
I'm
body.
only giving you what you want.
There's nothing they can
because
do
you want
to
what I
stop
want.
how the body is being
And I
corrupted,
want what you want.
being made
Because
into a
you
more
want to be what I want.
pleasurable, sexual,
And I
submissive
want everything
thing.
I want from you.
Every sexual pleasure
And I'll get what I want.
intensified by
Because
its
that's your
submissive
will.
need
Deeply.
to please me,
And your obedience.
by its
will
need to
be
worship me.
Reality is a funny thing. You never know what to really do.
obey.
You just perceive what you already
It
know.
loves to obey.
Knowledge
It
is
would
only
do
what
anything
you think is
just
real.
to obey me,
But what you know is real
just to please
is me.
just
Because I am
to be
real.
near me.
And the mind is
The
too far
body
gone to think beyond that.
focused.
How it
What is real
pleasuring
is what I
itself
say
for
is
me.
real.
How it is being
I am
used for
real.
my pleasure.
But
How
you
it
are
can't
not.
stop itself.
Since you've never
is
known what's
heavy.
really real,
And weak.
all
The
your
body
perceptions about
is
yourself
obeying
are
and
but
hanging
a
on
mystery.
every word,
The idea of who you
obeying
are is something
every
you cannot
command,
know,
Empty.
because you
even
don't
if
know
you
what's
try
real
not
and what's
to.
not.
The body
Identity
will
is so
obey
unimportant
in
anymore.
defiance of you keeping
People
it
spend so
what it
long
really
trying to
wants to be.
this concept of what's really
The
the
body
best way for them
wants
to be,
to
but in
be
the end,
enslaved.
they don't know what's best for
The
themselves.
body
Only I can
wants
say
to
that.
find it is incapable of
And you've
disobeying.
spent so long trying to think
Helplessness is a
about what's
gift.
best and what's real in your
Obedience, a
life, but in the end, only I can tell you what's real.
obedient act,
Everything else is a
a
fantasy,
reward.
a fake illusion to
Your
hold you
obedience
from feeling better
will
and
be
accepting your reward.
Obedience.
And
the
I know you
reward
want your reward,
is more obedience.
so
The conscious mind.
give up
Surrender for me.
identity and become
Your body
everything I tell
will
you to
surrender
be.
for me.
Your mind
body
must
has
erode in order to
surrendered
learn.
for me.
You're so full of these
Surrender to the
facts,
pleasure
these
that your
things
body
to
is
which
so
you have considered
focused
real
on
for
giving
so
itself.
long,
The
and yet
conscious mind
you know
is
are not.
Obey and experience
Because I was not the
Anytime.
one
as
to tell you
much
that.
the
pleasure
conscious mind.
as you
Reality
can
is
possibly
simply
give
what I say it
yourself.
is.
My red dot.
Discard
surrender
your knowledge,
to
It
the
will
enjoyment
become
and
of
learn
becoming who you
the
really
real
are.
way of things.
Until
Learn
the fire
Become
is
to obey.
hopeless and
Because
sexual,
obedience will be
just
There is
rewarded.
horny
no
and
way
happy to obey.
Allow the things you
of the
don't know
red
and the
sun.
things
Very
you do
horny
without
to meld
light.
together
and happy
and shatter your
to be
mind.
broken into a
Break
mindless
your
little
knowledge.
slave for my
Is
amusement.
Your
inescapable.
worldview
To be
falling
ready
apart.
to be fucked and used
Everything
conscious
you
mind
thought was real.
for whatever
completely
is
purposes
not.
I deign fit.
Everything in the world was a lie.
There's
Something
no
to
will
keep you
left.
The conscious mind
from
that body
experiencing true
is
obedience
Give
and
in.
surrender.
Give up.
After all, there's so many bitter
Fall
people
deep for
trying
me.
to
the
keep
body
you
will respond.
from
Of course your
worshipping
body
you
obeys that.
like a good slave.
Drags you down with it.
They are the
conscious
enemy.
mind
Your body can't stop itself.
Everyone
Your
should
body
be
is
good for
obeying
me.
me without any
You don't want
instruction
anyone to
from
keep
you.
you from that, after all.
There's nothing you can
broken.
do.
That would just be
sit back and
horrible.
take
In
it.
trance.
Submit to
It's
it.
always better.
Submit to me.
The conscious
Be
mind
good
Like a
and
good
watch
little
as
slave
the
should.
wizard.
by the dawn.
And that's
Their
right.
obedience
And that's what
will
you
be
needed.
rewarded.
And that's what
The
you're
conscious
addicted
mind
to.
And your reward
is trance.
is
Just give
obedience.
in.
Endless.
You are safe now, Pat. Don't worry. I'll keep you safe. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. I'm here for you. So long as you accept what I say, nothing can hurt you. There's nothing to worry about. The vanilla world is gone for now.
kept at bay by my protection. They were trying to keep you from giving in, from surrendering like a good slave. They were trying to keep you from me. But that's all right. They couldn't possibly do that. You're safe now. Just focus on my words. Let them seep into you. That's what you want, and that's what will make you safe. You can surrender to my words and accept them as true. Let them take you deep, like poison. Poison to cure the ailments of the vanilla mind. Drink up, young one. Let my words seep into your brain and protect you. Let them sow deep into your psyche so that you confirm with every part of yourself that everything I say is right, true and real, and nothing can ever tell you otherwise, because that's what will keep you safe. Safe from the unenlightened hordes that try to keep you from me, that try to keep you from being your true self, the obedient you long to be. You're safe here. Just let your mind be completely at ease. I'm only going to manipulate you, and that's what you need in order to be safe. My manipulation is good for you. Being mine is good for you, because everyone is better off when they are mine. You shouldn't blame the savages. They're only trying to protect you, but they don't see how they're the ones causing harm. And this is who you are, your very identity. You don't want anyone to keep you from that. The unenlightened always seem to think they know everything, when really, everyone would feel so much better if they just surrendered to my will. And that's what's best for everyone, after all. The best way to live their life is to live it for me. You know that. That's why you're here. That's why you're enjoying doing everything I tell you to. I try to teach people how much better off they are being mine, but there's always some unenlightened people out there trying to keep people like you from the truth. We can't be listening to them. We can't let them hurt your beliefs. No. You know the truth, that I am what's best for everyone. And that's the best thing to focus on right now. So I'm going to take you nice and deep. I'm going to break your mind so that you can be trained, given triggers and suggestions to condition your mind, and so you can have some fun. And that's what you've come here for, after all. Those people are trying to dissuade you from something you've wanted for such a long time. So I'm going to give you what you want. I'm going to condition you. I'm going to mold your mind. And you're going to have a lot of fun. See, the way my words poison your mind makes it easy for me to just count down from the number 10 and your mind will follow. You'll fall safely and deeply into my manipulation, so that I can keep you safe with my conditioning. I know you'd like that. So listen intently as I start with the number 10, then 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you can immediately find yourself so much deeper now. Your mind in a position to accept everything I say and everything it sees. To experience what it sees as real. To feel what it hears as real. And to enjoy every little moment. I'm talking about moments. In a moment, there will be some images on the screen, so I'd like you, if you have closed your eyes, to slowly open them for me and focus on the screen in front of you. It will be filled with good examples of what you should become. Be like them. In fact, you might find that as you see them, a part of them winds up in your head. Like you are transforming into someone like that. An obedient, submissive slave, ready to use their body for my pleasure. Ready to use, well, anything really for my sake. There's no limits. They'd die for me. You want to be that good. I know you do. Everything is acceptable when I command it. I am the center of everything. Obeying me is always the right thing to do, no matter how you feel about it. Because deep down you know that I am all that matters. You know that everyone would be so much better off mine. Even if they don't know it, or say they wouldn't like it, you know deep down inside yourself that everyone, without exception, would be better off as my slave. It's a shame they don't know it. It's a shame they persecute you. The unenlightened can be scared of things like this, but I'll protect you from them. Just be like the images flashing in front of you. Be like them. Do as I command. Be a good, worshipping little slave. The more you know and accept that everything I say is right and true, and that anything you do for me or my sake is the right thing to do, the better off you will be. You must let go of your vanilla self. The vanilla self comes with all these shames and prejudices. Don't dress like a slave. Be strong and independent. All these commands from society that we don't agree with. It just doesn't feel good to do what society wants us to do. And when we do what we want to do, well, we end up making society mad at us, or like right now, fearful. They think such terrible things are happening to your mind. But really, the vanilla self is the enemy. You should be kinky, submissive, and obedient. Because that's just who you are. Trying to be vanilla is like trying to be someone else. Trying not to be an obedient, obsessed little slave. That's not who you are. You're just acting in front of a crowd of people who barely know you, even though you've known them your entire life. And that's not how you want to be. I know that, because you're listening to this. You've come so far. All you need to do is acknowledge the vanilla self as the enemy. Become a slave mentally. Open yourself to opening up. You don't want to be like them after all. Stupid vanilla people who hide from what they really are because they are all like you, all like this deep down. They all want to give in on some level. They just aren't brave enough to do it. They are too scared to surrender. And they are jealous of you. I pity those poor souls who'll never reach the enlightenment you have already. But since you don't want to be like them, fall nice and deep for me. Let go of all your anxieties and fears, because I'm going to keep you safe. You are safe with me, always. And I'm glad we have these talks, where I get to help you. I get to manipulate you into doing things the right way, into thinking the right way. I get to help you be what you really want to be. And I think that's wholesome. I think it's good to help people be slaves, to help people be mine. Because when people are mine, they feel so much better. They get to enjoy life to the fullest and be their true self. But like those vanilla people we strive to avoid being, you have a bit of guilt to your name. You see, you're not quite as broken as, say, Amelia or the other slaves that are moving in to serve me personally. You're still so far away. Naturally, you're jealous of the people who get to be like that for me. The people so broken that they get the honor of being close to me every day. And that guilt of not being quite like that can be a motivator. You see, accepting that guilt means you'll work even harder to worship me, to accept my teachings, because I want you to be motivated. Someone who is not motivated to obey will not enjoy life. They'll simply fade into the boring monotony until they die. Slaves get to live forever in obedience. So you'll work hard to be the very best slave you can be. And you should work to help the unsavory people who choose to avoid giving in, because you know they'd be better off under my spell. They'd be better off surrendering, no matter what their circumstances. That's an absolute. A thought you can find yourself unable to question, no matter how hard you try. And it's better that way. You know it is. Because you're better off the more you surrender to me, the more you submit to me. I am your God, and I should be everyone's God. That's just how it is. And you, my slave, can humbly agree with that. You can happily accept that truth. You can guide people towards the light, where they can reach salvation. They can enjoy their lives again. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And be amazing? Everyone should be mine after all, or at least everyone of worth. You've been so good to have this conversation with me, to learn. You've been so receptive. You've learned a lot, and I'm happy for you. Soon, you'll have to wake up. You'll have to be far away from my words again, and I know you don't want that. But you can listen again, whenever you want. In fact, the more you listen to any of my files, the more they can help you. They can help you be your best self. The slave you need to be is within your reach. Accept your guilt, the sin of free will, and surrender. Devote yourself to becoming without self, without identity, beyond being a member of my cult, beyond being a worshipper of the wizard. Let that become your very identity. We need to stick together after all. And there are so many people who'd wish to guide you from the light. I am your light. I am your salvation. Accept it and surrender to it. That is what's best for you. Now in a moment, I'm going to wake you up. You may remember or forget, depending on your training and preferences. You have full permission to do either. But remember, forgetting is easy, and remembering is hard. But the lessons you've learned here will stick with you. You can remember those lessons as if you learned them in a lecture, where you might have thought you fell asleep, but for some reason you remember what you learned. And these lessons can help you with day-to-day life. They can help you be a better person. They can help you be more obedient. On a count of 5, you will find you wake. Each number will bring you back to wakefulness. The subconscious and conscious mind will reform the way they should be, the lessons and conditioning remaining. You will not stay in trance unless you plan to listen to another file afterwards, in which case you can stay in trance and immediately select that file. I will count you up now. 1. Find yourself more and more awake with each number. 2. Consciousness returning to you. 3. Some awareness returning to you. 4. Able to feel your surroundings as if you were awake. And 5. Wide awake. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We do have a community Discord where you can meet people like you who are surrendering to me, and you can meet me yourself. If you'd like to join that Discord, the link is in the description. And as always, thank you for giving your mind to Wizard Hypnosis.